The BWF just launched something called AirBadminton as a way to promote the sport and make it more popular around the world. I have some thoughts, and I think you have some thoughts too, so let's talk about it. Hey guys, I'm Badminton Becky. If this is your first time here, I'm an American living and playing badminton in China. Please hit the subscribe button and follow along on my journey as I talk about all things badminton and try to be a top player in my city. Okay, let's talk about this AirBadminton thing. Have you seen the trailer? They have a little cool, hip video about AirBadminton. Before we talk about it, let me just go over the basics on the BWF website. AirBadminton is an ambitious new development project designed to create opportunities for people of all ages and ability to play badminton on hard, grass, and sand surfaces in parks, gardens, streets, playgrounds, and beaches around the world. Badminton, as we know it, is popular and fun, blah, 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 blah. In conjunction with our global development partner, HSBC, our aim is to find an effective, economic, and sustainable way of encouraging more people to play badminton in more places. The end goal was to create a new concept of the game with the potential for a new, highly attractive form of competitive badminton with a key focus on global participation. They have a thing about inspiration. This is actually very interesting, I think. It provides links to what we believe best represent the outdoor environment through the word air, while maintaining an emphasis on our core function, which is to protect and serve as guardians of the existence of badminton. Is that what the BWF thinks they're doing? Their core function is to protect and serve as guardians of the existence of badminton. They have delusions of grandeur on that one. Therefore, it was important for us to ensure that the word badminton was uncompromised in any manner, so as to create a strong, recognizable brand that is in keeping with the roots of the sport. That is also very interesting, that they're worried about compromising the word badminton. I don't quite understand that. Anyway, so there's a little project history on the website. They spent 5 years developing outdoor badminton. I feel like that could be criticized very easily, as outdoor badminton's already a thing. Okay, they made a new plastic shuttle. It took them 5 years. I guess they have a lot less money and a lot less brain power than I was maybe hoping. If it takes 5 years to create a plastic shuttle, they are not developers. They are a organization for sports, so maybe it's a little harder for them than for other people. They do have a timeline of this 5-year project of making a plastic shuttle, one plastic shuttle. And they came up with totally new rules and totally new equipment. They have special barrier lines that you can mark on the sand, the grass, or the asphalt. And they have a new net, and they have a dead zone. So you actually can't play at the net. In this game, you can't go within 2 meters either side of the net. I think that's pretty interesting. The website says they have this dead zone to avoid playing at the net, to encourage longer rallies. So this new air badminton sport clearly is favoring longer rallies over tougher play. Rallies commence with a service from anywhere behind the 3-meter mark. So the air shuttle must be struck in an upward direction with both feet stationary behind the 3-meter mark. I think they mean for a serve, and the server may direct the air shuttle anywhere in the opponent's playing area beyond the 2-meter line. So there's no 2 boxes. It's just kind of one big box where 1, 2, or 3 people can run around, and the serve can go anywhere in that box, which is kind of interesting. Although with triples, if you play triples, one player cannot return the air shuttle on 2 consecutive occasions. So if you're playing 3 versus 3, one person, they can hit it one time, they can't hit it the next time. One of their partners needs to hit it again. So I guess that's to encourage moving around a lot more and encouraging everyone to play, which I guess is kind of fair, you know? I think that sounds kind of fair to me. Scoring is also different. The BWF recommends scoring system is the best of 5 games to 9 points, but it is not a, what's it called? Like a dead game. If the score is 8-all, you have to win by 2 Unless it's 11 all, the first person to 12 points wins the game, is what they recommend. But they do say other systems may be used to suit local considerations. So I guess the scoring system is not determined and fixed as such. They also have a video about the equipment. You need not only a special net, and you need their special air shuttle. They're really pushing this air shuttle quite hard. You also need boundary lines and cones and spikes and pegs and things to keep the boundary lines on whatever surface you're using. So that is the basics. If you are curious about Air Badminton, go to their website. They do have a lot of detail about the equipment and the game and why you should play it. But now I want to talk about my thoughts about Air Badminton. First off, I think we already know the BWF is not great at making videos or promoting the sport outside of just broadcasting pro player games. This video, while professionally done, there's something about it that gives off the feeling that it's a parody, that it's like a joke video. Like they have kids like parkour badminton, like they're jumping up stairs and they're jumping up these things on the wall and they're playing in the city. Badminton is a game where you have to keep your eyes up. You can't look down. You can't run up a flight of stairs while playing badminton because you're gonna break your ankle. So this video is trying to be like hip and cool, but it's obviously unrealistic. Also, they're not promoting street badminton. They're not promoting parkour badminton. They're promoting a organized professional sport that needs to be played in a specific place with a specific equipment. They're not just promoting running around the streets with badminton. So I feel like this video is quite misleading. Another thing, I'm sorry, I just have to make fun of the fact again. Seriously, 5 years it took you to develop outdoor badminton? Okay, I'm gonna let that one go, okay? But 5 years? Seriously? Another huge downside I see to this is the equipment. Okay, so you can play on sand, grass, or pavement. And their thing is you can play it anywhere, promote it anywhere. That's, in theory, a great idea. But you need this equipment and you need this court to play this air badminton. So you need 3 different kinds of equipment for 3 different kinds of court. If you're playing on asphalt, they say you need to use sticky tape to mark the boundaries. If you are playing on sand, you need to have some like vinyl lines, but you need to have this special board that you bury with a bungee cord so that the lines don't move as you move and play the game. And if you play on grass, you need the vinyl lines, but you need them with special holes and you need the special spikes that you gotta hammer down so they don't move. All the games, you also need cones to mark where the serving line is, because the serving line is different from the dead zone line and there's not another line, and there's different heights depending on if you're playing in sand or asphalt or grass. The net is at different heights, and you will need 3 different kinds of equipment for the 3 different kinds of playing. So it's not like you can just get an air badminton set and play wherever you want to play. You're gonna have to buy one for the beach, one for the grass, one for the asphalt, and when you go out, you're gonna have to bring that special one with the special equipment, like the hammers and the pegs, or the board that you bury underground, or the tape. Like, it seems overly complicated equipment. This definitely does not help make badminton more accessible to people who maybe don't have a lot of money. This clearly looks like something you're gonna need money to play. It seems like that 5 years of development was like 5 years of developing the shuttle. And they talk about the shuttle, like the shuttle is very important. They barely show the shuttle in the video. It also seems the shuttle is not for sale. They're talking about finding partners to manufacture the shuttle, so don't know how much the shuttle will be. I'm sure it'll be great to have a shuttle that's maybe more wind resistant and maybe more consistent in an outdoor environment rather than normal plastic shuttles. So I can't offer much opinion on this, except why would you launch this without this product being ready to go right now? Why are you launching this, BWF, if you don't have the key components, this air shuttle, ready to go in stores? And I'm not sure how I feel about the outdoor aspect of it. As an American, I feel like badminton needs to move away from outdoor badminton, because that's what Americans think badminton is. Americans think it's some easy, fun sport that you play outside when you're a kid or with a beer in one hand and a racket in the other. Badminton needs to increase its awareness of an indoor sport, of a Olympic sport. Unless you're already a player of the indoor game, you're not going to play this outdoor game competitively in the manner that BWF is showing it. So, the American part of me doesn't like promoting outdoor badminton. But I guess I do like the idea if it could be competitive and if it could have more rules. So something like a volleyball and a beach volleyball. And beach volleyball is a thing and indoor volleyball is a thing. So if this could be kind of more regulated and promoted as a competitive professional sport, I do think that's kind of cool. If you could kind of have a professional court, like a volleyball court or like a ultimate frisbee, they play on the beach, they play on the sand, some sort of groomed court, I think that could work. And I think it is fun if there is kind of a competitive way to play the sport outdoors with kind of rules and regulations. But in general, I think this is going to be really hard to promote and really hard to catch on. Badminton is already played outdoors all the time. In China, you cannot go one day without seeing somebody play badminton. Badminton, outside of maybe Western countries, badminton is already played outside all the time. I'm going to guess maybe there's more people that play outside than play inside. If the BWF does this right, I could see some benefits that maybe 5 years down the line, there will be some BWF beach badminton competitions, and I could imagine that the pro players in the beach badminton would be different than the pro players on the indoor badminton. I also am curious about how much money they spent in those 5 years on outdoor badminton. I can't help but think that it might be money well spent in a different category of promoting the sport as a, professional indoor sport that is fun and accessible to people, but also that we can kind of get more fans behind the sport, that we can make the sport cooler, like I said in my other video. Also, BWF, they launched it in a city just a couple hours away from where I am. They launched it in Guangzhou, China, and if I had known, I would have gone there. It is just a quick train ride. But they did no sort of public announcement for this except the day before. They said, hey everybody, we're announcing something big tomorrow. I follow the BWF on Facebook. I follow them on Twitter. I do wish they had promoted it maybe a month ago and maybe sold tickets. I would have loved to have gone seen it, but they didn't. So, just saying, BWF, you really got to get behind marketing. You really got to let people know what you're doing. I am a bit negative about this, and I'm not 100% behind it. But I do hope that it works, and it would be cool if there was beach badminton as a professional sport, like beach volleyball. So what are you thinking about air badminton? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a waste of time and resources? Are you excited to play it? Or you think it looks a little less than excellent? I'm being maybe too negative, but I'm just having a very hard time getting behind it, the way that they are presenting it to the public right now. Having a little bit of a hard time getting on board with it. I want to get on board with it. I want to promote badminton, but I'm having a little bit hard time. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Toots or boots to air badminton?